Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week. Oh, yeah, I got a special guest, a longtime friend. There is so much we're going to get to and talk about. But first, let's kick this damn music off right now. And so we can get to the talking and the catching up and the things we got to do. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
get to it. Bring the pain. Yo, so what's up, B? How you doing? How you doing, Bryan?
I'm all
Everybody,
right. I'm all right.
that's good. So for everybody out there, this is Bryan. He's a longtime friend of mine. We
No
grew up
doubt.
since like we were like single digit age. So
Kids,
that's who
kids.
we got it.
Yeah. I know
So
some stories about Rob, basically.
yeah, lots of crazy stories. This is a lot of crazy thing. There's a reason why I bring the pain. See, that's what I tell everybody. I didn't really harness the power till I was like, bring the pain. Then I was like,
Right?
oh.
I like that tat. I like it. That's hot.
Thank you.
That
That's
is
right.
really good.
So, and then we got that over there. So now I can finally complete the whole wrap down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna do flames or thunder through there yet. You got any tattoo ideas coming up soon or like anything?
Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of tattoos I want to get done. I survived getting hit by a car, so
Of
uh,
course.
I want to commemorate that with a tattoo, like strength, right here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
having my son help draw it up. He's gonna get a
Nice.
match one. It's gonna be nice.
That's cool. That's really cool. That's see that right there. That's where you take something and sometimes the healing starts. So we could get a little bit into that. Uh First thing I want to say is how has like football been? Have you been keeping up with it? Do you even watch it? Has that even mattered since that day? Or
Uh, Honestly, it's all hit or miss. Like when I was in a neck brace, I had nothing but watch football all the time. So I
okay.
was constantly watching football. And this season, I'm more of like go, 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 go. So
Yeah.
I've been working every Sunday. You know what I mean? Work and trying to get time back, basically.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. Got
because
what
I
you're
was
saying.
out of the game for almost a year,
Hmm.
recuperating.
Yeah,
So
I it's
I
not
had
it's
to
not
get back to.
easy.
It was rough, man. It was really rough.
Yeah.
But football was, you know, a good release. You know what I mean? Watching all
Yeah.
that.
Seeing it go down and everything like that. So, all right. So we might have a problem. Hold on.
The pain.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, for me too, like I remember when I had my one surgery done on my ear, like this little like polyp remove. Duke was playing that night, so I was like, man, I don't really get a lot of time to watch college basketball. So it was like really the first time I got to sit down and watch a Duke game in a long time, So
Right.
it was kind of cool. And then there goes me. I'm sitting there trying to throw in some bets on it and winning some money. I wake up in the middle of the night because I'm in pain. And I'm like,
Right.
hey, what's going on? Oh, look, I won money. It was just crazy.
Distraction.
It's just
Distraction's good.
a little good. And music has been a big distraction. That was one thing I wanted to get into too, is like Avery and rapping and both of you rapping back and forth together. Of course, I thought that was really cool to see too. But of course, music is healing, music is life in a lot of instances. So I read a lot of the verses. So of course, let's hear it. Let's talk about how music and those words have been for
Oh,
you.
writing is basically the most therapeutic thing I could talk about. I mean, from how deaf it can get to your soul, you can touch that. Uh, Writing about my soul and having everybody read it gives me somewhere to go, basically.
Yeah, and that's the same thing for me. So like every once in a while I'll pull out like a Vici or I'll pull out all this stuff, but sometimes I just listen to straight of Vici for very long periods of time. Doing my job, what I do right now, I have a lot of time to listen to music and podcasts. And when I get into the musics, I literally have this from Elite Force. I have this 98 track album. It's like 7 hours long. And
Wow.
it's just this just keeps going and going and going. And it's all sorts of meat BT remixes, Breed. by I think Nirvana. Yeah. And then he remixes like so many more, like Block Rock and Beats. He
Oh,
remixes that. He
yeah,
throws in a little Jimmy Page. It just he's got it all, and it just and he throws in Ghost and stuff too from Dead Mouse. So it just like it's like this blend of all this. He has a Metallica. I think he did a Sad But True on that,
hmm
so he has a mix of that on there. So there's just a nice
that's
broad thing, but it takes so long that like if I literally start listening to the CD, I won't even get through like 20% of it before the day's done. It's crazy, but that's like you listen to
that is
music,
crazy.
let music. Exactly. That's what it does. It heals everybody in this world. So outside of writing music, what was there a particular artist, song, music genre that you levitated to after the accident?
Oh, Jelly Roll.
Jelly
I don't
Roll.
know if you ever heard of him,
I
but
have heard of him.
that man can seriously touch your soul when he sings. That
Okay.
boy can sing,
All right.
and it can make you really feel what he's feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, listen to the song "Save Me" by Jelly Roll,
There you
and
go.
and you'll
Everybody out
understand a
there.
lot of my feelings.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna put that out there. So everybody out there watching this podcast, first of all, I want to say thank you for tuning in as well.
Yes,
We
hit that
appreciate
subscribe.
that. But go to
Hit the
Jelly Roll.
subscribe. Jelly
Follow.
Roll
Go
for
to
sure.
Jelly Roll. Tell them the name of the song again.
"Save Me" by Jelly Roll.
There you go. Go hit that up.
It
Let's get
will
some likes on that.
it will touch your soul. Trust me. It will make
So
you cry. It will make you cry.
so so I gotta ask. Did this is just it right here. Did you see the afterlife? Like, did you see something, or was it just like blackout wake up?
Well, listen, man. It was hard to tell people this for a while. I felt a woman touch. I heard a woman's voice.
Hmm.
I saw a light. I've heard a lot
Okay.
of warmth. It was a lot of warmth. Like I couldn't even
Okay.
describe it to you. It was just warmth, and I
Hmm.
felt like everything was gonna be okay. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
That's I mean, like I mean, I can't say that I know what I mean because I've never been in that situation.
Right.
But at the same time, I can see where you're coming from as well too, knowing stories, reading books and things like that, things you talk about with just other people. And
Right.
yeah, but you hear these things, but that
Let me
you
explain this story so people get a understanding of what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Why I saw the afterlife, basically. Um, I don't remember how it happened because I was pretty drunk. But I got hit by a car going 45 miles an hour. It broke my neck. It broke my ribs. Had to relearn everything from walking, talking, writing. I had to relearn all of that. I couldn't stand. I was in a coma for 5 days.
Mhm.
So yeah, I saw the afterlife, and it touched me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the only thing I can say close to that is I got weird dreams. I don't know, like, things that you can really
That's
get
for
to that
sure.
things. And like even going up until like with this tragic Monday, I was sitting there, in my fantasy football team. I was like, please just let the games be over by this time o'clock right now on Sunday night. At Sunday night, I was already the champion. I was really happy. And then the unfortunate things, I didn't need it. So it was like it was kind of a nice relief because it's a little extra cheddar for the family.
Mhm.
I told both Chrissy and Molly, I said, look, you get a little bit of this because you put up with me all year long, doing all my
Right,
DFS stuff from baseball every Sunday to doing my football, to doing my podcasts, to doing my IDP write-ups, and just going forward and keep making those steps into what, I want to be not a full-time career, but as a career in writing and just doing sports and just doing something that I love to do. Not
you're good
everybody's
at
going to
it.
explain that, but at the same time, they don't have to because it's a little fun. It's a little fun on the side. And I got to meet a lot of great people and talk about a lot of great people.
You're really good at it too. I
Thanks.
mean, watching the podcasts and all the other things you do, I mean, you always been a man of many. I couldn't even tell you how many stories I know about this dude.
Yeah,
Oh
lots
man,
lots of energy, lots of usual energy.
energy is positive too. It's never negative energy too with you.
Yeah.
You're always
Yeah, I mean, everybody goes through lives. Everybody's had differences. I think people just take different paths because you really got to take that time and walk. And sometimes you can't even get off that path. Like I work
positive.
and then I go to karate. And by the end of the week, what's been really nice going to the new job is I lost my Thursdays and Friday nights with Chrissy Amali. And we always, Thursday night was always like our go out night and stuff like that. But now it's just things are so much laid back. And I mean, there's a lot on me at my job. It's just like every other job. But the thing
Right.
is you just got to try to just do it your best. But that's what's making it fun, but it's moving forward and then making it to that next level. So, like right now, for me, I love doing that. I love doing that. And like both the karate, because I didn't know how hard my match was this last tournament. And then I went out there and I just trusted my training and a lot of my muscle memory came into play. And like even this week when I was training, it just each step. But again, like unlike I didn't have a devastating injuries like you, but I worked through that injury last year, worked through the hardships, worked through a job that practically
Have
ended.
to.
Yeah,
Absolutely
but
have to.
it was the one thing that was there. So then when I got, this opportunity, of course I'm going to go at it. We just do
Yeah.
that. And that's like the motto. Everybody has a motto or a mantra in life, and that's why everything I do now is done like that. Of course, unfortunately, like I said, we don't get to see each other a lot of times. So it's really nice to actually do a podcast because we could see each other
I
and we
know
could
it's
do some
nice.
things.
Air hug, air hug.
I
It's
got
like good to see you, brother, man. It's really nice because I've been like in a cage for the past 2 years.
I bet. I bet. And the thing is like on top of being in there, you didn't you're back to work now, and then you're just like sometimes you're just like, man, I didn't miss that at all.
Not
But
even a little bit.
you know, like what's nice is I kind of can just keep to myself for a while, but then it's like I just see really the same people every day. It's kind of like I'm not. When I was at the bar, that was just crazy. It was just dealing with like so many different personalities all day, every day, depending on
Right,
like if this place was making money or not. So it's like
right.
sometimes, I got a little something for you though. And
Oh, do you?
yeah, I do. We're gonna for a little bit, and we're gonna let something come on in here. And when this comes on in, I wanna talk about it just a little bit. So here we go.
All right. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, it's back to the basics, and it's never gonna stop till I make it. Soaring past the top, I have to take it. Cause so depend on me. It's a do or die situation, stakes high as can be. And on my back is my entire family. With that struggle, it keeps me on.
That's
Yes,
some shit right there.
yes.
Love that song. That's my
Yep.
favorite song I ever did.
I mean, if that's your favorite song, that's the one song I got, right? So I definitely got it. I play it, so like it's part of the little share thing I got. So I actually have a few more songs that I'll pop
Oh,
in a little bit here and there,
oh,
but
you go back in the archives. Please tell me you did that.
I know I can only go back as far as somebody allows me to go back and see or hear because somebody has
Okay,
control of that.
okay.
Mr. Chaos Man.
I
So
know who he is. I know who you're talking about.
yep, he's been on the podcast before, so everybody
Oh,
knows him
has
as
he?
yes, yep. Actually, I think he's been on twice. Been on twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and then last year, and then with the this up to with us, they get just that. But I mean, something he did. I do have access to is a remix of that. So
Oh,
Yeah, a little bit. I don't. You might not have heard this yet, so I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna pop it ahead a little bit to speed it along. But maybe you have because whatever.
I don't know. Dave does a lot of remixes with my stuff. Mr. Chaos Man. Okay. Okay.
The background.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
what's up.
tight. That's
Yeah,
tight.
yeah.
I like it.
He's got some really tight jams. So he said that's the one thing is I did want to do is like when I talked about I wanted to like bring this one song back. I'm gonna play that song in a little bit and things like that. But back to it. So back to the basics. That's where you're at right now in your life.
Yeah.
How's it feel? I know it sucks. So, you don't have to go into, everything with that, but that's why, I wanted to make that part of this podcast was it's back to the basics. What you got on your menu? What you writing?
I actually just messaged Chaos about maybe doing some new music, getting back in the booth. A survival album, basically, like
Uh-huh.
a resurrection, basically, uh,
Right?
bringing Reckless back.
That's it. That's what you need. And I mean, you're doing so much writing on, the Facebook that,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know if you're keeping this on a pen and a pad. I know that you can always go back and check your
Google
posts anyway.
Docs, Google Docs, documents on Google. I
Oh.
write constantly. I have to buy separate storage.
You actually bought storage.
Yeah, I have
Oh
that much shit.
man.
It's unreal how much stuff I write. And
I
I have
bet.
a poetry book in the works. I'm working on a poetry book.
Okay. Okay.
I'm working on a children's book with my ex girlfriend, artist, and she's gonna illustrate the book for me.
Oh, snap. That's what's up right there. I mean, when you get that kind of, support and everything and you get in your back like, back to the basics, it works out.
Right?
Everything comes back in line. So that's that's
Exactly.
that's kind of like that's why like even when I got hurt and I ended up losing my job and going through that
Mhm.
like times, I just worked, I did what I could do. It was stressful. Of course, it's going to be very stressful, financially when you financially can't do things that you want to do. But
Right.
in the end, you just got to persevere and you hear that. So for you to persevere and get back to where you're at,
Right.
that's leagues and bounds because you didn't just, have one injury, you had multiple injuries and you it just wasn't physical. It was mentally, it was
Yeah.
motor skills. It was a lot.
I I encourage everybody to go through my timeline and for the past 2 years, and you'll see the emotional journey I went through because I share everything with the public. It may be in riddle or maybe in
Mhm.
metaphors, but it's always shared. For I bleed in public, basically. I
Yeah,
want people to know I'm going through struggles so they know people go through it too.
that's right. In that's it goes back to like what may have, caused problems at a previous job for me myself is, being able to air my grievances through my podcast and
Right.
for them not to be able to take that, even though I protected names, I protected companies and things like that, just to be able to like, what would you do in this effects? Because, you could reach out to somebody and maybe, you push that one person to make that push for themselves and it might get them a raise or it might get them in a step in the right direction,
Yep.
something that
Yep.
might work more for their life. You never know what that changes. That's why, in a lot of things is when I go places like most people, I keep to myself. But if you encounter something, you're like, hey, okay, you're good. Like you, of course, you see
Right.
somebody, you give a extra hold on that door, something like that. Just being courteous because that one act of kindness could be the one thing of kindness. When I was fixing somebody else's uh I was doing a call, we'll just say that
Mhm.
much, and this person had not actually had a visitor in over a week. So she had not talked. So she was like really happy to have somebody, to talk to. And she's an
Oh
old
yeah.
lady, and she came over and she, talked, and then she started talking like she's took karate. And I was like, hey, well, that's what I do now. And it was funny. But then, I went on, I finished my work and everything is that. And at the end, she was like, hey, sorry if I came off too chatty. I haven't really had anybody to talk to in a week or so. And
Right.
I was like, no, no, that's cool. Like that's what you do in life. And that's where a lot of healing can be. And
Hmm.
that's what you found, of
Definitely.
course, going back to it. So that being said, how is recovery going on? Are you back 100%? Can you play a game of basketball? Do you still do that side jump shot?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played basketball since the accident.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to try, I guess.
I'm planning on trying this summer. I
Okay.
want to get back on the court and try.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
played a game in forever either, man. Like,
oh, it's hard to get out there when you got a lot of stuff going on.
yeah, work, and then you get home, and then you gotta spend time with the kids, and like that's just a lot of people understand it, a lot of people don't, and that's just what
Right.
we do for now. Because eventually everything moves on, and then it'll just be like me and Chrissy just hanging out, and it'll just be like, hey, want to go to Niagara Falls? Or you'll just be like, Brian, what are you doing? You want me to ride Niagara Falls? Let's go on Clifton Hill and sing Kiss. Or something stupid. Like it just
Remember when we went to Niagara Falls and Tommy ate
yes.
the jelly?
We yes, I ate it that okay, so okay. And we only had enough money to buy a coffee. It was 31 cents. And Dave, I think Dave was actually the only one that had money.
Yeah,
So
he was.
he bought like a 3 breakfast meal. So he had like some toast. So he offered the toast up. You want some toast? He had some jelly with it. He was like, "You want some jelly?" that
He was
was
licking it with.
that was the best. That was
That was fun.
that was so much fun. Like the way it worked out and everything
Uh
like that. Um, just give you up. They got us timed at 9 minutes, so we got 9 minutes. But I just want to like that we can still get some more out. So you still do work on your SoundCloud, right? Have you thought about doing a Patreon? Patreon is really easy to do. You literally could log on to Patreon for like 3 seconds, make your tiers. You could put $1, $3, $5, and on
huh.
like you could just be sitting in a park and you could be like, "Yo, I'm back. I ain't gonna be dunking like Shaq. These rhymes are gonna be fat. So go yickety yak. Don't come back." I don't know, like
That wasn't bad. That was not bad at all.
I tried.
That
I
was
tried.
good. That was
I tried.
good.
It was good.
Seraph.
It's right. All right, so here you go. So Dave, Mr. Chaos Man, took Press Up for Bass and he remixed a new kind of a song and a beat for it. So we're gonna pop that on right now. We're gonna make it pop. You're about to hear it. I don't know if you've heard this yet, but you're about to hear it right now. And this is
Gotcha.
like, yeah. Press up for bass. Press up for bass. Press up for bass.
Oh,
Yeah, wait for this little breakdown, dude. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. Get roll. Here we go.
tight.
Yeah.
Little Bobby Brown breakdown.
like, you're like, woo, woo, back to back. I can't go back. You're like, it's got that nice little beat, man.
That is
Yeah,
tight. I like that. I like that.
yeah, I gotta give it up for him, man. Yeah, it was like, all right. So what did you think about that little beat, man? Did you ever hear it before?
No, that was my first time hearing that. That was really good. I like Dave's style. That's so retro, and you sounded so young.
Press up for bass.
You sounded like a little kid, like you was.
Yeah, I was. I was like 12, man.
I
That's like
know.
11 or 12. Might be 10. I don't know.
We were young. We were young.
Very young. You know, it'd be crazy if we had that tape where we smashed that glass. We tried to be
Yeah.
like the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, for sure. That would be funny as fuck.
That would. So I gotta say, what did you learn? Are you gonna be taking this step further? Are you about to go Patreon, start ripping off those 30-second reels of rhymes and just flap at it and get just do it?
I've never heard of that. So yeah, I might actually start doing it. I
Yeah,
might as well.
I would.
I
It's
got
30
nothing to lose.
seconds. Just rap for 30 seconds. I'm telling you. And you could just set your little tiers, $1, $2, $5. And then like make stuff. You could just go live and just do whichever you want. You could upload stuff. You could upload articles. I did it for a minute, but because I'm on
They
drroto.com.
pay you money?
Yeah, they'll pay you $1 a month just to be part of that level. So, you just got to be active
Just
on
for
it.
spitting?
Well, I mean, you could spit. You could do a podcast. Like I could put this podcast on my Patreon before it hit live, so that only
Right.
my Patreon people would have access to it for that time. So if they paid to be a Painbringers level, they would have access to it first day of the video, and then they would get the audio. Like, yeah, you could time release stuff, and then if you could work that in conjunction with your YouTube and your SoundCloud too, like how it all works together. But it gets wild. It's nuts. It's fun. It's really cool.
We have to get together and you have to teach me shit because I am starting to dive into this shit.
Yeah,
I
like
want to start my own
Patreon.
podcast.
I'm gonna put you out. I'm gonna put you on to that Patreon, and yeah, we'll talk a little bit and get on to that. Just because there is a lot of podcasting platforms out there that really aren't expensive, and they give you enough free time and free uh say storage that you can work out your kinks or show how you want to kind of bring it in, make your intro, for if
Nice.
like a video one, you want to do a video, that's kind of how it works too. So like for this, the video will go up on YouTube, the audio will go up on my main podcast, which will hit Stitcher, iHeart, everything like that. Of course, it's
Wow.
in, this is off of the Dr. so like I won't be on the Dr. Roto over here. So that's like the whole sports thing because that's a sports theme. So it's my own little entity as well. So it's just really nice. I mean, it's simple, easy, and the minute you hit upload, it uploads it everywhere for you. You don't even have to go do it. So
Oh wow, that's nice.
yeah, a lot of
Patreon,
places
huh?
do. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
So Patreon, and then what I use is Spreaker. So Spreaker. So that's what I use to record. Now to listen podcasts, I love Podbean, and Podbean has its own recording stuff too. But we'll talk about that. Get that. So I mean, we only got a few minutes left of this session, but go to it. What did you learn, and what is your direction?
I learned that you can't always depend on the people you thought you could depend on. You only have yourself, so you have to depend on yourself to do pretty much everything, and
Yeah.
you can do anything you put your mind to, as long as you have the willpower to succeed or get better or do whatever obstacle you have. You have to be able to believe in yourself, and that's the only real lesson I've learned in this whole thing is believe in myself.
Yeah. I got I got dude. That's exactly that's perfect. And I've said it for thing. A lot of people locally sometimes they get down on me. I've done podcasts about it, but like, hey, what you don't really get much of a local support. But then, like I said, where one door closed a few weeks, that's when I was asked to become a writer.
Right.
So, now it's no, I no longer have those needs. It's easier to just, like you could say, go to sleep at night because it doesn't matter. I don't have to work as hard to get it out there. It's out there. And if people want it and they want to consume it, that's fine. If they don't, I understand. Sometimes
Right.
I'm crazy. Sometimes like it sounds like I don't even breathe in some of my sport podcasts, but believe me, I breathe. But
Trust
you
me,
know,
no.
when I do things like this, I love to like, catch up with people like yourself and talk and just talk about old times, because this is more than just one podcast. There's definitely going to be more podcasts, coming through the
Right,
future. And
right.
even though we were getting fought against with whatever, for some reason that everything was dropping, we're going to make it work, and it's going to be good. And that's how we do it. And that's why we always bring the pain.
For sure.
So where can people find you, or are you just going to set that all up and then we'll get you going?
We're gonna set it all up, and I'm gonna get going, and I'm gonna come back and do another podcast, and we can plug.
That's how we do it, man. It was nice having you on, man. I hope everybody had
Nice
a
to have-
great day. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, get
subscribe,
ready.
subscribe.
You know what? You know what the name of this episode is? Let's all be a little reckless. Oh, yeah.
No doubt, no doubt.
Say, everybody. And always remember to bring the
Please
pain.
bring it.